Okay. Oh. A neighbour stole 2 valid passports. I was thinking of going overseas, so I had to get a new passport. It cost, I think, $600 or something. And then 4 months later, the 2 missing passports were returned and placed on this table by the person who took them. The idea being to to help me complete my university researches from 72 to 75, where in effect what the research was into was drugs and organized crime. But I did contact my old professor. He did show up in Walkerville, and then the, let's just say, organized crime people took over almost everything I was able to visually see. The professor's name was Jack Barbalet. I can't say that I'd written to him saying, well, I might maybe be interested in, because I've found out lots more and done some more research. I might sort of be interested in, I don't know, writing up what I've discovered, doing some further work. And so he showed up here. I sent him a sample of something that I'd published, one copy of, and so he showed up here. But I've got this funny feeling he might live in Adelaide nowadays, and his posting as a professor in interstate Victoria, might not, mean anything beyond the title of professor. Or if you want to see it, this is a copy of my degree. It's got that red thing at the bottom. Well, I suppose that's the end of the connection. The connection is now unstable. The recorded parts of the thing will be jumpy, pieces will be missing, words will be altered and changed, and various other things. There's just no point in doing it anymore or doing it any further. But yesterday I got 2 of those. I've been getting phone calls ever since I moved in here, and when I had the phone put in at St. Peter's, the same thing, phone calls all the time. When I moved to down south, Republicans showed up there, and it's still going around. When I moved to the southeast, same thing happened. The Republicans showed up, and the only thing of note that I found was two graves, 11 and 12-year-old kids drowned. And the belief some people suggested to me was that they would drown their children if they didn't like them, that sort of thing. I've just lost my train of thought. E equals mc squared is quite an interesting formula. I think E equals mc squared is, energy equals mass, and you can take that in terms of a Catholic mass or a black mass or any mass, including the mass of this cup or my mass as a physical being. E equals mass squared times the E equals mc squared. And that sounds like the master of ceremonies squared, because light, they believe, has a speed that no physical object can go faster than it. So if you want to understand Einstein, please go ahead and many benefits or seeming benefits can accrue. By things like nuclear reactors and stuff. Light. Although as a religious type of belief system that can hold the belief system together, William Light. Okay. Now let me see. What else is there? Yeah, it's interesting. What Clint Eastwood? Well, no, I don't know. Transcendental meditation. I suppose I can comment on that. What Clint Eastwood? You see, he's in the last 3 days has released a recording where he's talking about fundamentalist Christianity and his fundamentalist Christian beliefs that I guess are sort of based in part on the practice of TM, Transcendental Meditation, Transcendental Meditation, and I suppose I could tell you what happens with Transcendental Meditation here in Adelaide, South Australia. Hang on a second, I've got to try to remember this. Oh, that's right. I was living with someone named CMB or Carol, not Carol, but Carol. Not really living with her either, because being a Catholic, they really get into harming Catholics here, and she had a problem. So next street down, maybe 100 feet or something on what was it, Archer Street or something. Was what they call the Transcendental Meditation Movement headquarters, where they had a large villa, large house. It was quite a lugubrious area. And of course, Carol's family at the other end of where the and so after some supposed, let's just call them miracles, but they could have just been the effects of someone drinking alcohol for 4,000 years in an unbroken chain of discipleship. It might have been that. Had to go to the TM Center and meet someone called Alex Whelans, Wheallans. Like that smash hit global song, We Are the World, to support United States nationalism. We are the world. So Alex Whelan was a sort of like a step down. He'd subscribed to one of those, a step down. He'd subscribed to one of those sales where they sell you a set of books. The set of books he had was D.H. Lawrence. D.H. Lawrence was a funny guy. He came to Australia pre-World War II as sort of like a journalist or writer. And soon after, top secret, learned of some Nazi, official like Nazi, German Nazism, involved in some level of national government or party or something, and then returned back to, the motherland, not the fatherland, the motherland of Great Britain, and wrote a book called Kangaroo that had nothing at all to do with what he'd found out on Nazism. I've not read it, but I did have a friend named Bruce, and he was not Bruce Springsteen from We Are the World, who got caught up in the study of D.H. Lawrence. And the book in particular he got caught up with was Kangaroo. And he was not Bruce Springsteen. And since then, a certain, religious movement or some kind of movement has taken over the house he grew up in, and that place there and that place there. Power. They want something not to do with studying. They believe that they don't believe that the action of the planets, the action of the sun, the action of the moon, the action of the clouds, the winds, and all the rest of it speak louder than your words. Whereas I won't say where I got that idea from, but from someone who'd been around a long time, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that as well. And I don't want to be a spokesman for him, so I won't say any more about it. Now, what was that? Right, transcendental meditation. So next street down at 176, 176, I think it was a place. No sign anywhere or anything. And I think what it was sort of there for and what it was about was real estate development. Real estate developers were going to move in and redevelop the whole street, the whole area, and so on. Or they wanted to keep me in the spirit, of course. Okay, so there's Alex Wheeler's, and he has a collection of D.H. Lawrence. He's not a postgraduate, he's not a doctor of literature or anything like that. He's a person who's read these books, just, enjoyment or learning. I'll say silly. The whole point of it was you pay them to do something. And in that way, they believe actions speak louder than words. They don't want to know anything about you apart from your name and whether you will pay them, pay Alex Whelans, the instructor, or what they call initiator, his fee. And the fee, he gave me a discount fee of $50 and took me into a nice little room with a sort of not elaborate, but the usual kind of Hindu or Hare Krishna, if you wish, or Theosophical Society, if you wish, type of setup to, not to make contact with anything apart from himself. And so his ceremony involved lighting a candle, lighting some incense, lighting a small container of rice. The idea for that, I used to quite like rice, to eat it, because I've always had a bit of a problem with my digestion, even medically diagnosed problems with my digestion from a genuine medical doctor named, what was his name? The same name as that US president. What's his name? Oh, well, that doctor anyway. But the doctor's office was taken over by the clairvoyant from France. And anyway, so let's see, the ceremony. So he sets a small container of rice, and you see this magnifying glass, a container of rice as big as the glass in this magnifier. I don't know how he managed to get it to burn. And Bern, by the way, is a place in Switzerland, and I've been there, but that's neither here nor there. A container of white rice, not brown rice or long grain rice, but just standard, I think it's called Sunbeam Queensland rice. A container about this big, and somehow I think he lit a cigarette, a match, and was able to set it on fire. It burned maybe for 20 seconds or something, 30 seconds. Got down on his knee. If you've ever read the Bible, New Testament, he gets down on his knee and he doesn't say, "Oh, Jesus, it's so good to see ya." No, he acts it out, because the thing about Australia is it's based upon a part of the New Testament that isn't about all that historical stuff. And so they taught him to act out what was supposed to be just a visionary state that someone experienced, acted out. So we acted it out, got up, sat down, said, sit down, and here's your mantra. And the mantra was just the usual or the typical, or it could have been different, mantra. Sit down and repeat it like you're talking now, then start repeating it mentally until it vanishes, and you then transcend. Well, I guess the idea was sort of for me to then either go to Carol's parents' place at the other end of the street, or go and see Carol and tell her, oh wow, wow, I did something on the street where your parents live. But none of that really meant much to me. Because you see, one of the things that I did in 1972 was, to put it as simply as possible, research organized crime on or inside 4 different universities. And I was not totally disappointed, but what I found was, believe it or not, lawyers and law students were the people organizing the organized crime. And so the thing about the Labour Party is that their policies sort of revolved around having lawyers, controlling and running everything or whatever. But as soon as I, as a person, wanted to use a lawyer, they would then erase it. I don't care much at all. I really don't care. I've encountered a lot of organised crime people here in Australia. That's the charm of going overseas. You can go to any place overseas, and if you're lucky, say, you won't be able to tell the difference between organised crime people and straight people. And, you might have a good time, and you might be able to enjoy life and settle somewhere. But living where I live, one soon realizes that organised crime really does play a large part in the structure of the society, the government, and most prominently the media as well. Okay, so that was okay. I did that for, I don't know, a few months or something. A year. I then, I don't know, a year later, 2 years later, found myself on the 7th floor of a building, number one, but organised crime people, by then, they'd attached to me via Bruce, and they started to then physically stalk me. End of story. I won't say what happened, but it was okay. I did go overseas for a bit, and that'll just have to be the end point thing, because what I was looking at was, let's just say you're talking about people involved in academia, law faculties who study, who know how to use their brain, so they don't have to just kill someone or start a riot or do it that way. They can intellectually or abstractly create organized crime networks that don't rely solely on violence. And that, sort of gives you a different, it just froze the picture and the camera. just froze, and we'll see. The camera stopped, it's frozen, so I'll end there. Cheerio, and what is it? What is it? It's 2 o'clock, Friday, 24/10/2025, and I'll now just go to the laundry and get my things in the stream.